Hi there and welcome back to Planescape Torment. I'm Byron and we're still in the hive. It's a big area. We're up here in the north western part now. And there is the flophouse. Let's enter the flophouse. And this is Arlo. Hi Arlo. You see a short balding man standing in what serves as the foyer to this ramshackle flophouse. His bushy brows are furrowed in concentration as he picks at what appears to be scabs on his large bulbous nose. Greetings! The man doesn't bother to look up. Instead, he continues to stare cross-eyed down at his nose. Yeah, what do you want? I had some questions. Well, ain't that nice? He flashes you a sarcastic yellow-toothed smile. And I'm sure you'll find your answer someday, but I've got me a business to run. So if you don't wanna bet, then I suggest you pike off. I see, can I have a bet then? Yeah, sure, Berg, if you got the jink for it. Nobody puts up here for free, except old Nestor over there. And that's only 'cause no one's addle covered enough to mess with him. Tell me about this Nestor. Nestor's that balmy old sod in the corner there. He hikes a thumb over his shoulder toward the back of the room. Watch your step around him, Berg. He's not right in the head, always red in his boneworks about his fork and all. I wish someone do us all a favor and gets rid of him. Why don't you get rid of him yourself? Yeah, I don't think I've tried. I have, and look what I gets for me effort. He leans his face toward and points at the bleeding scabs on his nose. The balmy sod nearly bit me nose off. I could get rid of him for you. I tell you what, Cutter, if you can get rid of him for me, you can stay here for free as often as you like. Deal? Fair enough. I'll do it.
My journal.
Well then, don't just stand there around gawking. Gets to it. He immediately turns to his scab picking. Can't you see I'm a busy man? So let me get this straight. There's one guy living here and not paying, and you want to get rid of him, and you offer me to live there instead of him not paying. That doesn't make any sense. Whatever.
Done.
So you exchange one not paying guest for another. A boreal. You see a tall figure of a creature standing before you. The lower portion of its body resembles that of a goat. However, just above its powerful forelegs its shape takes on a more human appearance, with a man's torso, arms and head, all of which are covered in polished armor. The creature's eyes are closed and it appears to be sleeping. Let the creature sleep. It sleeps while standing. Nestor. You see an aging man in soiled and tattered clothes frantically pacing in the corner. His shock of filthy white hair streaks out in every direction, and his face, encrusted with dirt and streaks of dried blood, is covered with grey stubble. Every few seconds he stops pacing and flails about, suddenly muttering and cursing as if assaulted by some unseen foe. He does not seem to notice your approach. Greetings. At the sound of your voice, the old loon whirls about to face you, his wide staring eyes bulging in their sockets. He regards you for a brief moment and returns to his raving. No, no, no! It's not you. Ho ho! But soon, yes, soon! Are you the one they call Nestor? Of Troy? No, probably not of Troy. The old man seems oblivious to your presence. Ho ho ho! You'll come, yes, you'll come, and old Nestor will be waiting. Are you alright? No! Nestor's face turns beef red. Or is it beet red? Beef red? I don't know. Is it a T or an F? I can't really see it. And his whole body shakes in protest. My fork! Can't leave without my fork! Hoo hoo! Fork, fork, fork! Your fork? Fork? Fork! Fork! Can't go home without my fork! Nestor's frenzy reaches a violent crescendo. He begins hopping up and down maniacally, then suddenly stops, lowers his head, and runs headlong into a large wooden cupboard that stands against the back wall of the flophouse. The force of the impact knocks the old man flat on his back. After a few seconds he stands back up, a dazed expression on his face. Gone. Stolen. Can't go home without my fork. Stolen, you say? Who took your fork? Use the fork, Luke. Nestor stares at you for a long moment, then begins rummaging through the pockets of his filthy tunic. After a few seconds he produces what appears to be an disassembled ear. Judging by the stench and color of the ear, you'd wager that the old loon has been toting it around in his pocket for some time. You have my fork, don't you? Don't you? Ho ho! He holds the ear close as if speaking to it. Bring back my fork. If I can find you a fork, will you then leave? Waiting! Ho ho ho! He shakes the ear violently as he shouts into it. Until you bring it back, then I can go home. Right, I'll try to find your fork then.
Updated my journal.
Well, that was fun. What's in here, I wonder? Nothing. Get out of the way. So yeah, journal. Journal says quest. Find Nestor's fork. I have agreed to help the Flophouse loon Nestor find his fork. The poor sod seemed quite deranged, carrying around a severed ear in his pocket and talking to it like it could hear him. But I don't suppose it could do any harm to look for a fork for him. Okay?
Alright.
So, fork it over. Would you be so kind and use the exit? That would be awesome. Okay, so that's an exit grid, that's an exit grid. I don't talk to demons because they tend to kill me. That's really a shame. Maybe much later when I'm stronger I'll be able to kick some major ass. Frightened Hive Dweller. Hult. The man appears less dour and wary of passers-by than the people around him. He moves with an upbeat gait, casually scanning the ground to either side of him as he goes. As you approach, he nods a friendly greeting. Greetings. Hello, Cutter. Say, you have seen any deaders about? None nearby, no, I have some questions. Too bad, he shrugs. Had some questions at you? Ask away then. What are you looking for? Deaders, of course. Don't you recognize the robes of a collector? He grabs a hold of the cloth and holds it up for your inspection. Collectors? Aye, collectors. He indicates his ragged brown robes. These here are collectors' robes, Cutter. Any poor sod you see wearing these, me for instance, is most likely looking for deaders, bodies to sell at the mortuary, he shrugs. Whatever it takes to get by in the hive, right? Do the collectors work together? He laughs heartily. Hell no. We all dress the same, but there's only so many deaders to go around. We band up, usually, and compete in bands, packs, gangs, whatever you like to call them, are none too friendly with one another. So why does the mortuary pay for corpses? Keeps the streets of the hive a bit cleaner, I guess. Keeps plague from spreading and the like. Though the dusties like to keep the dead in their place too. Seeing to it they all get properly buried, melted down or whatnot. Part of their beliefs and such. Okay. I'm looking for a man named Farrod. The collector boss? Don't know much about the man myself. We spent a lot of time fighting his boys, but they've all suddenly disappeared along with Farrod. We still catch the occasional straggler in Rakpicker Square, but we have no idea where the rest are hiding at. And you probably know nothing about the journal. Nope. Goodbye. So, what else do we have? We talked to you. You are frightened. You are a thug. You are fleas. What about you? More thugs, they probably get hostile in a moment. You see a man who is looking around at the building with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. Greetings. The man looks relieved. At last, I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat, he glances around apprehensively, unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Depends on what kind of help you need. I seek the house of my Aunt Marguerite. She is reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary, but the street layout seems to have changed since my last visit. Do you know of the house of which I speak? I'm afraid that I have never heard of such a place. The man frowns in disappointment. Ah, I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know such a place. He nods slightly in thanks. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. It is most welcome on these streets. Farewell. You are about to turn away when you suddenly have a feeling that something is amiss. Suspicious, you glance at the man again, just in time to see him withdrawing his hand from your purse. You can't be sure, but you think he might have taken something from you. Okay, bait the man to pickpocketing you again and observe his technique. And we get experience. 1250. You engage the man in light conversation and secretly study his movements. This man seems to rely on two things. One, pretending to be a high-class citizen out of his element to lower the target's guard, and two, distracting the mark by having the victim point out directions. When the victim turns to point at a street or landmark, the man skims the mark's purse and tucks items into his conveniently long sleeves. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another grab for your purse. Grab his hand. You're not fast enough. He yanks his hand back before you can grab it. With a yelp, he bolts running down the street. Alright then. Wait. We don't want that. And we get our stuff back. That was fun, right? So, no need to talk with Darbuses. That's pretty much it. What is that? Yeah, extremely sharp, I know. There's another harlot, the frightened hive dweller. One ear.
All right.
I remember this lunatic playing with a ear. Would that be your ear? You see a shady-looking fellow standing before you, picking his teeth with what appears to be a tiny metal fork. His chest is covered by patchwork armor adorned with large spikes, and a long knife hangs at his side. You notice he's missing his right ear. Greetings!
Updated my journal.
He regards you coolly from the shadows, as if sizing you up. I had some questions for you. The one-eared tiefling scowls at you threateningly. Pike off, Burke, or I'll have your guts for garters. How did you lose that ear? What did you just say? His right hand drifts to the hilt of his knife. I think you lost it while robbing an old man here in the hive. I don't know what you're talking about, Burke. He glares at you angrily. Now I suggest you get your mangled carcass out of my sight before I carve my name into you. Certainly. Just give me the fork you stole from him and I'll be on my way. With a flash of movement too quick to follow, he whips his knife from its sheath and begins waving it menacingly before you. Why don't you come and take it from me, Burke? Why don't you put that blade away before you get hurt? Yeah, sure do. You sure do have a sharp tongue, Burke. I think I'll cut it out and feed it to you. He lunges at you, his knife leading the way. Defend yourself. So we kinda attack you, but since, well, you should step back a bit.
Did you see that?
All right.
Okay, that's cool. Let's see.
Die.
Oh, dead already? Okay.
All right.
So, a small steel fork and a high quality stiletto. Oh well. Where's the earring? No, it's a fork actually. This fork is definitely no prize piece of cutlery. Its steel finish is scratched and slightly bent, and its tines are crusted with dirt. Okay. There's a harlot here and a collector.
I'm gone.
Mountains of trash are piled here. It looks like a big dumping ground for the city. That actually appears to be quite a small map.
Done.
With lots of
Done.
harlots. Hey, who is that? Ma. Ma's eyes take on a wild look as he sees you approaching. In a high, screeching voice he asks, "What you be doing back here? Don't come back till you have delivered the box." Okay. He was the box guy, I had forgotten.
All right.
A few hive thugs. And that's pretty much it, right? Yeah. Okay, so we go back to the flop house. Because we kinda have the fork, and we fork it over. The old man stops his frantic pacing and glances at you nervously. Fork? 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 Can't go home without my fork. Is this the fork you speak of? Nestor hastily snatches up the fork. My fork? My fork! 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 Ho ho! He hops up and down excitedly, waving the fork back and forth in an elaborate pattern above his head, as if he were performing some sort of ritual. Now I can go home! Farewell! Ho ho! Farewell, Nestor! Nestor turns to leave, then, as if struck with some afterthought, he turns back around and hands you a scrap of something soft and rubbery, the severed ear. Upon close examination you notice that there is an earring still dangling from it. Pocket the earring and discard the rotting piece of flesh.
Updated my journal.
And he actually teleports out. Or uses a portal or stuff like that, so... we've gotten an earring. This small earring is made from polished obsidian. Despite the smoothness on its surface, it reflects no light whatsoever. Commonly referred to as a rogue's best friend, the black gem this earring is made from possesses magical properties that absorb light, making it easier for its wearer to move undetected in the shadows. You have to be a thief to use it, and then would get a +10 stealth skill bonus. Alrighty. Should we talk to you? Probably not. Let him sleep. Guess what, Arlo? Your guest is gone. So, Nestor's gone home, eh? Maybe the old sod wasn't so balmy after all. He gives you a hearty slap on the back. Now maybe we can all get some rest around here. Feel free to set up Kip here anytime, Cutter.
Updated my journal.
That probably means we can rest. You must obtain permission to rest. I'd like to rest for a while. Like that. Okay, we can rest here too. Very nice. So, let's take a look at our journal. Mars says the fellow can be found down in the southeastern section of the hive. Quatra. Okay. So, southeastern. See, it didn't work. Why the fuck didn't it work? I guess it has something to do with, you know, the text popping up or something like that. Okay, Quatra. That would be this one.
All right.
More thugs. Thugs are us. So, where is that guy? I have been in here?
Done.
No. There's Quatra.
All right.
What do you have here? Why didn't I visit you earlier?
All right.
I don't seem to be able to get anything
right.
here. No.
Done.
Go away. Moving from box to box, this man seems to be totally immersed in counting boxes and scribbling results down on a piece of parchment. He looks annoyed as you interrupt him. What is it now? Can't you see I'm busy taking inventory? Go bother someone else. I was told to deliver this box to you. Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Let's see what you got for me. I'm sure it'll need to be inventoried. Ma told me to give this to you. As you hold the box out for him to take, Quatra's expression turns from one of interest to that of intense horror. No! Please, get it away from me! I don't understand. Why are you afraid of this box? I said, get back! Death. Evil. Had to dupe Ma. Couldn't take it anymore. Please. Take to Braskin. Lives southwest. Hive. Me. No! Apparently the sight of the box is just too much for him as he runs screaming from the building. Wait, what am I supposed to do with? Ah, shoot.
Updated my journal.
What's up with that box? Deliver the box to Braskin. I had a strange encounter with Quatra, who I was entrusted by Ma to deliver the strange box to. Yeah, this quest is known as the FedEx quest. You will probably guess why. Quatra seems to be afraid of whatever lies within it. When I showed it to him, he became so frightened that he began to babble and then took flight. From what I could make out from the man's rambling, he wanted me to take the box to someone named Braskin who lives somewhere in the southwestern portion of the hive. I can only hope that this Braskin fellow will clear things up and take the box off my hands. I can't but feel a little bit uneasy every time I look at it. Yeah, but there's a demon in it. No biggie, we have slain it already. Where was the exit here? So, southeast, yes? No, southwest. Where am I? Southwest, right? Shit, I had forgotten already. Southwest, yes. That would be here. There, Preston skip. Guess what?
I'm gone.
What's here, I wonder? Harlot. And another collector. And more hive dwellers. Let's get in here. So this is Braskin. Oh, there's a chest. Let's take a look at it. It's actually empty.
I'm gone.
That's empty too. Amazing! In loud booming voice, Braskin asked, "What in the name of the abyss are you doing in my house? Leave now before I make you even more ugly than you already are." I was asked to deliver this box into your care. Well, why didn't you say so? So hand it over and you can be on your way. As you present the box to Braskin, his expression changes from one of anticipation to that of amusement. Whoa there! I don't fall for that trick a second time. Put that thing away and leave. I don't understand. Why won't anyone take this box? First Quatra and now you. Did you say Quatra? Braskin lets out a great bellow of laughter. Why, that's the fellow who bought the box off me. Thought he got the best of me when he bought it. I guess he figured the gem alone was more than worth the price he paid me. Poor fellow didn't realize what he'd gotten himself into till it was too late. Just what's so horrible about this box? You mean you really don't know anything about that box you're holding? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you what I know. First off, so you don't get any ideas in your hand, curse on that box only affects the current owner of the box, and to be the owner of the box you have to willingly take possession of it. There goes the idea of just leaving the box for someone else to find. So what's in the box? Now that's a good question. That box has been around the hive since anyone can remember. There are many rumors flying about, as you can imagine. Over time the truth has been warped a little bit further with each retelling of the story. Go on. I have heard many a story about that box, and they all seem to have a recurring theme. The name given that foul thing is Moridor's box, and the owner of the box will die should he or anyone else open it. As to the contents, who knows? Some say it's an ancient dragon, while others say it's the evil soul of Moridor himself. I cannot tell for sure, but just by looking at it, any soul can tell it's something evil, and one would have to be a fool to open it. What am I supposed to do with it? I would suggest you go see Shilandra. She lives in the northeastern region of the hive. It was from her that I won the box. Who knows, maybe she will have more knowledge of what to do with it. Or you can find some other clueless berg to take it off your hands. It's up to you. I wish you luck.
Updated
Farewell.
my journal.
Okay, so we go to this woman. We're being sent from Pontius to Pilatus, apparently. Oh well. So, oh yeah, the marketplace. Northwestern, southeastern, doesn't really matter.
All right.
And from here we go to the northeastern portion. Okay, Shilandra was there. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty one, I remember. And yet another interruption. A person cannot even find privacy within one's own home. Please leave before I summon the guards. Or better yet, I'll try out a new spell I've been toying with. I wish to learn more about this box. You hold out Mordor's box for Shilandra to examine. Ah, yes, I remember this box well. I acquired it some time ago. What do you wish to know about it? You seem to know something about magic. Can you tell me what spells have been put on this box? For many years I studied the box and tried to learn its secret. Spells upon spells, spell upon spell upon spell has been woven into it. To my amazement, my studies revealed that all the spells are of the type used to confine fiends. Fiends? You mean there are fiends trapped within this box? No, not fiends. A fiend. And judging by the sophistication and power of these spells, it would have been one of significant standing and power in its realm. I have more questions I wish to ask. Where did you get this box from? Let me think. I don't recall whom I got it from. I just remember I was down in the marketplace looking for some spell components when some person offered me this box. After testing the box, I found it to be cursed, but was intrigued by the spells woven into the box, and so I purchased it anyway. If you were so intrigued by the box, what made you decide to give it away? I was young and brash back then. In my relentless pursuit of knowledge, I carelessly undid one of the spells. Look closely at the box. It was like new when I had it. The signs of decay are an indication that the spells are weakening. I realized I was in danger, and if I kept the box any long, I was in danger if I kept the box any longer. So I held a contest to get rid of it. A contest? It was the most expedient way to rid myself of it. I simply invited all the bashers in the hive to fight each other to determine who was the best. Bashers are notorious for having big muscles and not much upstairs, if you know what I mean. They came like flies to honey. I offered some money and the box as a prize. I believe some basher named Braskin won the contest. Okay. Can you safely remove the spells on this box? Seeking to remove yourself from this box, eh? That spell is the worst of them all. Basically, that particular spell draws energy from the current owner of the box and uses it to power one of the spells of confinement. That isn't the worst of it. The fiend inside can smell this energy and would more than likely hunt down that person should it escape. It's really a no-win situation to own that box. Either it drains you dry of your energy or the fiend within kills you. Oh well. Do you know the history behind this box? The only thing I have been able to learn is its name. It is called Moridor's box. As to who this Moridor is or the origins of the box, I do not know. Okay. Is there a way to safely dispose of Moridor's box without hurting anyone? I am not strong enough to find or banish such a creature. It's been ages since I've been there, but there was a cathedral located in the middle of the alley of dangerous angles. A priest or someone who gains their power from a higher source might be able to help you. You've been a great help, thanks.
Updated my journal.
And we got some XP out of that.
Done.
Okay. So, an alley of dangerous angles. That would be here. So I guess we'll go there in the next video. If you are actually able to make your way through here, that is. Yes, okay. So, well, that was that. I thank you very much for watching, and we see each other next video. Bye.